Testing, testing. Hello, hello. Ooh. Hello? Testing, testing. Hello, hello. Okay, I think you guys can hear me, so. Whew. Okay, welcome to another part of Gahlahno. Today we're doing, well, we're doing the big annoying thing that I was kind of putting off doing, but now that I've finished roughly modeling out the, scope of the age, I may have to shrink this back section. It's a little too large for my liking, and I'm not quite happy with the geometry back here anyways, so we will see. Anyways, what we're going to be doing today is, breaking up our age into sections. Yeah, so already we have our orientation room, we have the outside pond area. I'm going to create a couple more pages. One of them is for our rain particles, which we will not be doing anything with. Okay. Page 04, what is this going to be? This is going to be our northward tunnels. And then I'm going to create a new page, page 5, and this is going to be our southward tunnels. So yeah, I'm working with the key PS as being north. We're going to break up the age into sort of a line here, across the middle here. This stuff is going to be our northern tunnels, and all the stuff down here is going to be our southern tunnels. Yeah, okay. Let's get into it, shall we? You'll notice I've done some temporary practice work with bridges up here. Yeah, we will get more to that later, probably. But for now, we're just going to load our big old primary structure here. All of this is currently one object, the exterior cliffs set to the outside pond page, which we are now going to cut apart into sections, and then we're going to move them all into their own pages. We're going to tab to edit. Got to see what we're doing here, so we're going to go to solid. So yeah, you'll be noticing that there's a lot more complicated pathingness in here than there was before. I'm just going to start with this tunnel here, and I'm just going to go around in a circle like we do sometimes. Ooh, hello, there's something funky there. Let me see here. Yeah, that's what I thought. I screwed up the meshing at some point. Thought that looked a little weird. Oop, no. There we go. On the plus side, that gives it a little more variety in the modeling department. It's not going to look too samey all the way through. Okay, that's enough of that. Okay. Oop. Yep, we're just gonna start selecting all of these faces. And yeah, so this is just what we're gonna be doing. I'm not gonna do long of a stream today as we did last time, as Carl has a stream today at 1300 key time. So yeah, I'm just gonna probably do most of this off screen, probably. You can start to see why I'm having a little bit of trouble with selecting faces in this is because, well, for starters, we have such a big section of age and terrain here. Now, I'm just going to start, so yeah, with this section is collected. Oop, nope, there we go. This section collected, I'm just going to break that off into its own little section. Yay! And we're just going to keep doing that for, basically all of this. Oop. I have some missing faces in there. Yeah, I don't want to miss those. Little tiny faces. Oof. Yeah, those are annoying. I'm going to have to clean those up eventually. But I want to grab them now, so I don't forget to grab them later. So, you're probably thinking to yourself, Cal, what is with all of these giant funnels and things? Well, they're for lighting and rain to get in. That's basically it. They're just for lighting and rain effects. And also to give you some physical landmarks, which they're going to be very hard to actually see, but it will be to give you physical landmarks, etc., etc. And yes, I know I probably have my scaling on them way too large. Like I said, I'm going to go in and I'm going to fix the scaling later. But for the moment, my immediate problem is just making sure all of these are nice and selected. There we go. Excuse me. Not seeing anyone in chat yet. That's all right. Now, there's some wonky meshing I'm going to have to sort out. Not the lovely kind, but this is all mostly just my rough model geometry. There's some slightly finer geometry work that I've done, but for the most part, this is all just... What did I... Nope, that's all still selected. Okay, good. Okay, for the most part, this is all just rough geometry that is going to be eventually finished out into more finalized geometry as I go along. Yeah. Not too much to say here, except make sure you grab all your faces that you can. Okay, that seems like a good enough selection. By selection. Aha! I knew there was an issue there. Let me make sure this all lines back up again. Actually, hold on. Boom. Now it's back where it belongs. I'll safely connect it up. Now, before I forget, I'm going to drop out of my tab here. I'm going to go select this. And you're going to go to Northward Tunnels. And you're going to go to Northward Tunnels. Yay. Okay. I think I'm going to go with this selection next. Pardon my throat this morning. I just finished eating breakfast a little while ago, and it's being a cloggy mess at the moment. Probably should have waited to do streaming, but yeah, I wanted to get some work done on this before Carl's stream. Now, you're probably thinking, man, all of these little drop-down details that I've done here, those probably aren't going to be seen very easily. And you're probably right about that. But they do serve an important lore purpose for being present, and that is the water height regulation. Because if this place, let's be real here, if this place was real and being constantly flooded with rain, this place would have a flooding problem very, very quickly. It would become so flooded it'd basically be a lake. So there needs to be ways for the water to drain out. And in order for the water to drain out, that's why we have these little bits here. Now, theoretically, I could just, build a whole... Build, like, a metal grate or something and then put a texture on it and then imply that that's what's going on there, but yeah, I don't know. That just I mean, I'm gonna do that in some places, but that just seems a little, how do I say, oh, look right there. I missed some faces because I did. Of course I did. Of course I missed some faces. Delete face. I'm going to have to come in later and fix these gaps. For now, actually, I'm just going to fix that right now before I forget. Oh! Is that because I just cut the thing, or... that does not seem to be selecting. It's because I'm not on the right. Yep. Tab. Face. There we go. Yep, this is the problem with doing rough geometry and then not sussing it out before you split things up. And you gotta come in and play surgeon and fix stuff. Not too hard of a thing to do, but it still can be annoying if you're not being careful beforehand. You know? Oop, what is going on there? I think I need to grab you, actually. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that seems... yeah, that seems better. And I'll come back and work on that more later. Make sure everything's all lined up still. Come on, I selected those faces. There we go. Okay. But yeah, rough geometry is rough, and we're just dealing with it. Oh, so this is a fun little detour that goes absolutely nowhere, but I've put it in anyways because it makes the geological sense of the age for it to be here. And that is this little tunnel down here. It just kind of clips under the age here, you see? Like that. See, up here, and I'm going to have to fix this clipping here, but you see this bit of terrain here where it just kind of goes like, oop, and then that's part of the wall there? Well, here's the reason why. That is all like that. Because it has all of this. Boom. 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 Nope. Boom. But yeah, it's just a drainage tunnel, basically. But if people are not paying close attention to their markers, or if they're just idly exploring around, and they can just idly explore around, I'm sure that a lot of people are just going to have tons of fun exploring this place just to see where everything is. That's what I like to do with my ages, is put in things for people to explore, have fun with, and yeah. Okay, that's that section. That just clips right under the age. It's another drainage tunnel, but side pond, northern tunnels. I'm gonna have to rename these objects, actually. North Cliff Drainage DE. North Cliff Drainage CDE DE2. So yeah, we got North Cliff Drainage, North Cliff Drainage. Hold on, I gotta make sure those have the same. North Cliff. North East North Tunnel any North Tunnel that is going south. Now, my question is going to be, should I count this piece of terrain as North Tunnel? Or should I leave it as part of the main cliff body? And I think for the moment I'm going to leave it as the main cliff body, but I can always come back and separate it later. Before I forget. Tab. Boop. There we go. And now we have a little surprise of a cliff edge for any would-be cliff huggers. They're clinging to the edge, and then it just suddenly, just drops out from under them. Woo! Yeah. I'm not trying to be intentionally mean. I'm just giving some, attention to direction. Okay. Now comes for a fun part. So in here, we have our mesh overlapping in a few places. We have this section right here, which I'm going to leave tied to the outside area. As you can see, it kind of clips through there. Reason for that is because this is where now that I'm splitting things up, our two separate mesh collisions on this one object are going to warp around and become a single mesh collision, or two different objects actually colliding together and having their meshes being kind of mostly in alignment with each other. Gotta make sure I'm getting my faces here. I could be doing this from the inside, but it's easier to grab it from the outside, I think. Or mostly from the outside. Probably start in here to make sure I'm getting all the stuff in here. Yeah, actually that makes that a lot easier. Why did I do it the hard way for? Right, because I'm going to have to deal with the mesh colliding with the mesh here. So I'm just gonna casually just sort of end it right where the wall levels out. Yeah, that'll do. By selection. Now, tab, you are northward tunnels, and you're going to be north tunnel. Ooh, bridge section. So, you might be wondering, why do I have this big long tunnel here for? Well, it's so that when you get in here and you look up, you'll see the faintest traces of something above you in the fog. Hopefully. I still need to build out the machinery and whatnot. Or whatever. I am still working on the bit of it. But anyway, now if we look here, we'll see this section. Yeah, look at that. That section of the wall curves inwards, and then it nicely will line up, well, mostly nicely, it lines up with the wall in here, and that will allow us to. Anyway, it will allow us, it will look better, I'm pretty sure, once we actually get in game, and we'll deal with all of that. Oop. Before I cut this selection. Yep, that's what I thought. big ol' extra triangle I didn't know I had. Grab all of these faces. Oh, come on. Go. Recognize that. Yep. Okay, I'm going to start from this end this time. And I know I've probably mentioned this before, but what I'm doing here is I'm just holding the control key when I click. And so as I hold the control key and I click and I move around, it lets me grab all of these Where was that just now? There it was. And then for the actual camera movement, if I hold shift and I hold the middle mouse button, I can zoom in around like this. But if I scroll the middle mouse button, I move in like that. If I hit control, it also does the scrolling. Without me. If I hold control and I hold the middle mouse button, it lets me do that. If I hold shift and hold it, it lets me do that. Mouths. If I hold control, scroll, it does the same thing. Anyway, there's a bunch of controls that I'm basically just using a lot of the keyboard and the mouse at the same time. Did not mean to select all of those. This section of tunnel is giving me the most grief so far. Can you believe that? Sure, uncomfortable question, or uncomfortable pinecone. This is a tunnel system. Yes, it is very much a tunnel system, yes. This is a tunnel system that is... Yep, this is just one big old tunnel system. One very, very big tunnel system. So like I said, the point of this age, I'm just going to zoom out here for a moment, is navigation. So we have a whole lot of tunnels and cliffs and big wide open areas that you're going to have to, travel through and find places to do things with. I mean, just like any age, really, but this is going to be mostly relying on the key coordinate system that Cyan designed, and I missed a panel right there, smack dab there. Gosh darn it to heck. Can't believe I did that. Gonna have to rectify that in a moment. I'm not stopping this now that I've gotten this mostly covered again. Come on, tunnel. Come on. Okay. Oop. Almost missed you. Okay. P, selection. Tab. Okay, you are going to northwards tunnel. What did I name you? I named you Bridgeception, so I'm going to name you Bridge Prelude. Tab, select you, delete face. Tab. Ooh, I just had a thought. I might be able to, yeah, I'm gonna work with that. A little bit of annoyance there. I'm just gonna extrude that upward. Yeah, I don't need to do anything much more fancy either than that, because it's probably just gonna, yeah, that'll be another tunnel for light and water to come pouring down from. Yeah, that'll do. Actually, delete. Let's make that a little bigger, shall we? Yeah, let's make that a little bigger. And this way, oop. And this way, we have a reason to make players look upwards, and when they're in here, so it'll be like a waterfall. Though you like water pouring down through here, and need to select all of these and drag them upwards so that you can't really see the top of the cliff all that much. Yeah, that should do the trick. Yeah, that should do the trick. There we go. Shora attain Shon Shobihair. Yes, this is where the magic happens, so to speak. Sorry if I mispronounced your name there. This is where, at the moment, what we're doing is we are taking this big giant mesh and we are breaking it up into smaller parts. So, for example here, I'm currently working on the north half of the age. So, like, basically this section of the age right up here. You can see I've broken off quite a big chunk of it already. And I need to, yeah. This is going to be a navigation age somewhere between the vein of Mankata and that looks very awkward. Come on. Nope. What do I got there? Spare vertex that I don't need. There we go. Whoop. There we go. And there's another spare vertex just floating in space. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to take this big section. No, I'm not going to take this big section yet. I'm going to go for this weird connection point here. But but I see that seamage there, and I don't like it being so in the open, or being so narrow. Okay. That seems to have done the trick for the moment. If it hasn't, I will figure that out in very short order, very quickly. I'm going to have to be very careful about making sure that I do not mess up the alignment of my edges where my meshes connect. Because if I mess up that, then it's going to be a real pain to realign them later. Now, I mentioned earlier that I'm going to have to probably do rescaling in sections. Believe it or not, I've already rescaled this particular section like 3 times already during the rough modeling stage, because it was like, no, this is way too big for what I want this to be. That's just an absurd amount of space. I don't need that much space for this area. It feels wrong for it to be this big. And I mean, this age is already big, you know, but the particular area in question, this whole setup here is like, no, that's too big for this area. So, yeah. So yeah, rescaling is definitely a thing that's going to happen to certain areas. And I'm probably going to reshape and remodel certain sections anyways. But we will deal with that as need be. Now, I'm pretty sure Cyan did something very, very similar to what I'm doing here, in that they built out a whole large chunk of geometry, and then they came along and split it up after. Because if you look at how, say, Agira is built out, you'll look at the ferry terminal and you'll see, man, a lot of this continuous rock area is quite very contiguous with itself. And it looks like when you look at each individual section, it looks like they just kind of cut them out of each other rather than you know, just build things individually and then squeeze them together, sort of, kind of. Oh, Gaelic means delete the entire letter before, so... Connor! Oh, that's a good name. That's currently a name. That is definitely a name. So, Attain Connor. That is a name. Okay. Well, enjoy the stream, Pinecone. I hope I'm not being too loud for the bus. North Tunnels. Okay, I need to name this object. And this is... What do I name this? I'm just going to name it Resized 3 because that's the only name that is coming to mind at the moment for it. Because I resized it like 3 times. Now you know that story. And so whenever somebody comes along and is poking around the age files, they can look at this and say, hey, I know why that particular object is named Resize 3. Because I resized it like three times. You'll find that Cyan had very either nondescript names for objects, like the aforementioned box and sphere and pauldron and line stuff for one of the maintainer suit objects that we were looking at before in a previous stream. And then there are sometimes where Cyan is very descriptive with their names about what something is. And sometimes they just leave a joke. Sometimes they just leave a joke. If you if you ever import one of my ages, like say Eder Nabry, and you look at it through Blender, you will find that there are lots of object names that I've just made into jokes because I needed a name, and a joke name was like, somebody will get a laugh out of this someday. I know not when, or who, or why, or where, but if I leave a joke, somebody will get a laugh out of it. So, like, yeah, if you go to Nabry and you look at some of the object names in there, there's... I had to do a whole bunch of viz regioning breaking up at one point, and so I just was naming objects based off of viz region and things that I was listening to at the time I was doing the viz region breaking. So, like, there's references to videos and YouTube videos and stuff that I was listening to while I was working on that. Yeah. I mean, you see the same thing in texture files, too. Cyan sometimes names their textures with bits, odd bits, and things here and there. Okay, that's another point where the face with the main cliff body is generally flat, so I'm just gonna break that section off. And then this is... Actually, did I? I did not set that to Northern Tunnel. Northern Tunnel, this is... North Tunnel X cliff entrance. There we go. And then because I'm feeling lazy about it, I'm not even going to bother breaking off this section up. No, don't be lazy. Don't be lazy, Harley. Do it right. Do it right. Break it off. Don't be lazy. Do this the right way. You're doing a tutorial series. Do it the right way. Boop, boop. This is a fairly simple tunnel compared to some of the other ones I've dealt with today. Don't be lazy. Oh, Shora, Silo. Shora. Yeah, I won't leave you hanging. You might be thinking, the way that these lines are seeming here are kind of weird, aren't they? Yeah, before I pull that off into its own object, let me see what's going on here. Oh, that's why that's not. That's why that's all weird, is because I do not have that actually connected. Never mind then. Never mind, that's why that looked weird. I forgot I did that. Yeah, I manually tried to line up these vertices, and it did not quite go so well. That's why that looks weird. I'm gonna have to fix that later, but that will not stop me from breaking that section off into its own thing. And then this one gets a funny name because this one is North Tunnel Coyote Trap. So the idea behind this one is if you choose to go down this tunnel and not down the second tunnel, if you're not paying attention to the way that the fog changes in front of you, there might just be a chance of you running right out of this hole and going, whee, and then panic link out. Yeah, gotta be more exact when you're doing the teaching. You can't get lazy about it. You don't want to teach bad habits. Okay. That's gonna bug me if I leave that for the moment. So I'm gonna boop, boop, boop. I'm gonna try to adjust this. I'm gonna start with this one. This is why I was talking earlier about trying to build it all as one solid mesh and then cutting it up rather than leaving things to meet up after. And what I probably should have done is deleted this inner ring and then remade all those faces. So that way I wouldn't be dealing with having to come back in and line up my meshes after. But I am dealing with that as best as I can in the moment, because that is what we do as age builders. Sometimes you screw up what you did, and you gotta make sure everything lines up right again afterwards. And there will probably be a massive seam here. Not that I want there to be a seam, but there will probably be a seam here anyways, just because it's two objects meeting up. And, yeah. Come on, clip through there, bring it down. This is why I want to be careful not to nudge where my seam lines are on various objects. Because if I'm not careful, then I wind up with this situation where I have to come in and mess with things. Like I can mess with this line, but I'm not messing with that lower line. Whoop. There's a bit of cliff I missed. Oop, nope, that's good. That's good. What happened here that required that, I wonder? Not that anyone will see it, but that gives it a little more outside geometry. I could potentially do a water trick. I could potentially put a swim region in there, an invisible swim region, and it looks like you're swimming out. Or I could be tricky and do an invisible floor that drops out from under you the moment you realize, wait a second, I'm in the air. I may do that. I may do the... Later, Pinecone, I will try to have this and the last stream uploaded to YouTube soon. I know I've been a bit busy this last week, so I haven't gotten that done. Yeah. I will get those uploaded later as soon as I possibly can. Oh, now then, the stupidly oversized southern tunnels. Boy. Where do I want to start the cuts for this? think. Come on. Tab. Come on. Having the wrong face tool selected. I think I'm going to start with breaking it up here. And then come on. My control key is getting old, you can tell, because even though I'm holding it down, it is getting worn out and not registering that I am clicking it at times. Like, see, like that. I was holding the control key down and it did not want to register. Call this there for that section. And I'm going to select all of this. Boop. Boop, 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 boop. I need a new keyboard. I said I need a new keyboard. Can you please work until then? There we go. There we go. Okay. And now I know exactly what I'm going to name this section. I'm going to move this to the southern tunnels. South Tunnel Y junction. Because it's a big old piece of rock that looks like a Y. Sometimes you just gotta be literal about it. Okay. Before I do any selection work with this, I'm going to grab this section and make it narrower because I do not like how thick that looks. Oh, I'm just gonna scale that down, scale that forward. Yeah, there we go. That looks, that still looks kind of horrible and janky. Let's do that. I think. That'll do. That will do. Oh, I know what I'm going to name this section. I know what I'm going to name this section. I select that. Yep, there we go. Like, I'm going to cut it off here, right here. And then it'll be this sort of big-bodied section here with two little stumpy legs and then a big old neck. And I'm going to call it the giraffe tunnel, because it looks like a giraffe. It looks like a giraffe and nothing else. Certainly not any internal organs like a stomach or esophagus or anything else. It's a giraffe. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Yes, it is a giraffe. Laugh at my unfortunate modeling skills. And sometimes when you're just following the shape of a terrain and you want to keep following the terrain as naturally as you can, well, like in real life, sometimes you get weird shapes that look weird and the human brain just goes like, hee hee, I know what that looks like. Ooh. What happened there, I wonder? Okay. That is most of my giraffe now. Oh, look, with the way that I have it broken like that, with that, it looks like it's a mouth. Ah, I love that. That's cute. Boop. Boop. Bump. Bump. And this is Southern Cliff. It's a giraffe. All caps is necessary. The albino giraffe. Or the spotless giraffe. Yes, I did hear about that vaguely. I know it came across my newsfeed because it doesn't sound familiar, but I don't really remember too much about it. It's a giraffe. Okay. I'm going to start from this end next. You know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna chunk off that small section here. Southern Tunnel Bridge Prelude. Cause yeah, when we come along to building bridges later, there's gonna be a bridge, it's gonna curve all the way around, and then yeah. Bridges! Lots of bridges. Aw, that's awesome. An adorable giraffe is adorable. Glad you have easy access to see the adorableness. I do not live anywhere near a zoo. Never mind the one that a special giraffe lives in. I'm jealous. So now, you probably saw all this weirdness over here, and you might be wondering, Harley, why? Why do you have 4 tunnels that are basically hovering around the exact same area like that for? And the reason is because I'm a bit of a troll, and I decided, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make somebody regret doing this puzzle. This is my one serious troll move, is there's going to be one set of coordinates, and these 3 areas are going to be so close to each other, you're going to be trying to figure out which area it is. I'm not going to spoil yet which tunnel it is that's going to be the important one, but if you think about what would be the worst one to get to, you can probably guess. Because remember, kids, this was a Maintainers Guild exam age. And if you don't have some wrong options to get stuck in, then you're not doing your test right. looky, see there, I see some unfortunate seamage that I'm going to have to fix. But fortunately, I think that's the only area of issue. Boop. Okay, is that everything? Ah, missed a face. By selection. Okay, now where was that issue point I saw? Tab. Tunnels. Drop. Let's see here. Where was... Aha! There it was. There we go. That's not so hinky looking now. Oop. Or is it? What is going on there? What is that? Okay. What do we got here? Okay. That's... Can I get rid of that? I can get rid of that. Okay. That was an odd face. Chipiki, that is a cute name for a giraffe. That is a very cute giraffe. That is a very cute giraffe name. Okay. I'm going to exit out and re-enter. What do we have here? We have a missing face right there. That we do. Delete face. Now that just leaves us with this big section of tunnel to deal with. Back to my solid view because I need to see what I'm actually clicking. Should be that. By selection. This is Southern Tunnel. Dead Man Drain. Okay. Now then, let's zoom back out of here. Where was that missing face? It was in U. Had to have been in you, right? Did I? Aha! Nope. No. What did... Where? Where would that face have... Where? I know there was a face floating out there. You know what? I don't care about that missing face. If it's gonna be a problem, it's gonna be a problem. Oh well. Unique in Swahili. Well, that is a definitely a meaningful name. That is for sure. Okay, I believe that is where I am going to leave this for now, because Carl's stream is in 45 minutes. I have been doing this for an hour, and we have just completed the thing I set out to do. So I think I'm going to call it here. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I may or may not see you at Carl's Pirates, or whatever Carl's themed stream is for today. So, yeah, take care, everyone. Bye!